We're like,
shit, man.
we call it clusterfuck. It was gonna be like, the community cluster, and like we were gonna like go and visit all the builds and like just kind of hang out and do that, and we called it clusterfuck because that's genuinely funny. And then ordinarily we're like just getting updated on what CryptoMonkeys did that week because it's always crazy, or just getting updated on what Metaforce has done on their plat because that's crazy. And then if we see anything else, great, right? But yeah, it's
I have a variety of NFTs now, and my favorite one to just look at is my Mandalorian CryptoMonkeys NFT. I just love that thing. It's got some value too, and I just love it that I have one of those. It's
Me
cool.
too. Me
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
I think you gave me that one when I helped you your first day in Minecraft. I think you sent me a few on that first day. So yeah.
I just I've been. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm still swimming.
Right. So for
lots together.
Right. For anyone who doesn't know, Recurrier is like one of the badass. There's no other way to put this. One of the badass motherfuckers behind Metaforce Comics, right? And they just had their drop this weekend, and it went real good, which is not surprising to anyone on the outside of that team. We were all like, yeah, of course it's good. And Ken Bozak, I love that he just comes in and goes bump because we will get a Ken Bozak bump, and
we will.
That's
my roommate Laugh Track 11, who you guys see in game, and she may have teleported you out of a hole at some point. And my girlfriend Mishi, who goes by Tall Girl 67, we hardly ever see her in the game. They both love the Metaforce NFTs, and I've been sending them. I send one to them here and then, and they're all excited. Oh, the Metaforce ones are so cool. So you guys are doing a great thing and pressing the crap out of the women in my life. So.
All right. Well, but so you know how it is. Whenever you're like in the project, you never know if you can trust. Like, all right, it's feeling good. Am I optimistic because I want this to go, or like you can't ever get a true sense of what's going on.
Right.
So I thought it was going to go good, but then in my head I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it takes a couple minutes to sell. Maybe this, maybe that, and it sold fast, and that part I was surprised about, but not super surprised about, because a lot of times people just buy packs, right? And it was a limited release, so fine. What blew me away is once I started looking at the secondary market. And then I was like, what's going on?
I want that as my ringtone. What? Yeah, no, that, yeah. The second, 100%. And this is what, and seriously, to everybody in the Ken Bozak community, we freaking love you guys, and thank you for the retweet. You guys are awesome. But I'm grateful for Ken motherfucking Bozak. Ken, are you still in Miami? Have you moved here yet? Can we just be neighbors? Let's rock and roll.
I'm so sorry I missed Ken when I was in Miami. We had so much to do in so little time that we just didn't.
Hey,
I also didn't want to risk accidentally ingesting something that would make me spend 3 or 4 more days in Miami than I had to spend. So I'm sorry that I missed you, Ken.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I've been talking to a lot of people that are talking to a lot of companies that still don't understand how powerful the secondary market is. I mean, it's the way, as in we were talking about this off air, like the projects that we're associated with are kind of in our family or whatever, right? They're, getting to the point where like, oh my God, we have like some success. We can turn creativity into NFTs and they just pay us for that shit. Are you kidding me right now? Like that. And that's how it should work. Like that's how life should work, right? We're experiencing that. And my biggest worry is crypto winter is going to come. Now, it might not come really, for NFTs the way that it will come for Bitcoin, as an example, right? We don't know, right? All this is kind of up in the air. I just want to prepare for it. And I want anyone in our ecosystem, I'm really excited to find out when they are preparing for that. And maybe it'll be in vain, right? This could all just, be the new way that creativity gets turned into capital now, right? Which is another kind of thing. We're just like, in it now. I love the idea of Bitcoin crashing, Dogecoin, and for the love of God, Doge will crash. I love the Doge. It's gonna crash like somebody shot it in the face and dropped it off a mountain. I guarantee it, because it's all hype money, right? And that's fine. Anybody who made money on Doge, I love you. Like Doge is the first place I ever made any money in crypto. I get it, right? But when all that stuff is happening, NFTs and the creative people behind them are just going to keep cranking. Like, we might not notice. I'll tell you right now, the Uplift is just going to pivot all of its marketing to no coiners, right? Which we explicitly are not doing. Like, I won't even let anybody talk to me about marketing to Minecraft players because I don't care. Next year I'll care, right? But now we just don't. It doesn't matter. Like, just we're on the wave, and the wave is good.
Yeah, I'm having a conversation with my nephew right now about what to do instead of Doge. So I think by the end of the day, my nephew Matt will have a Wax wallet.
Good. I had one of Mears's buddies who bought EOS back in the day. Yeah. I told him to get into Wax. He didn't do it, but like he's in EOS, but he just made his money back from last cycle because EOS kind of went over 11 or whatever that was, right? He's like, oh man, where do you think the easiest place to buy Doge is? And I'm like, come on. And this guy, like, he's an investor. Like, he's got millions, right? And
so what is it?
To go buy
Doge.
It's
just the name. It's just
Elon Musk, and it's in the news.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Hypium. Like, I'm gonna make a token called Hypium. Fuck it. Like,
well, there's no better hype man on the planet.
That's not true. Elon Musk is way better than me.
No, but only because he's got a much larger megaphone than you.
That means he's better, and there's a reason he got it. I'm just saying. Well, that you're biased, and I love you for it. But yeah, I mean that's all it is, right? He's like, oh, Doge is pretty good, and it's honestly he's talking about Doge because he's not allowed to talk about Bitcoin anymore because he's officially got Bitcoin in his
right.
But Doge is just his hilarious proxy, and he's a meme lord for sure. So it's just game on. Anyway, Recurrier. Before I get two more in the rants, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for creative mode.
Yes,
because I've got in my group of people, we have a Discord chat and we all talk. And I've been so busy, I haven't been able to really do too much and nothing in London, just a little bit in Genesis. And they're constantly talking about like, oh, I fell in a hole, but I can't kill myself. I've been stuck here for 2 days.
We're going to fix that, guys. I'm so sorry.
And then,
but Tunnel had the same problem.
Like, I went to somebody else's land and I stole sheep, but on the way back, I ran into a wolf and the wolf ate all the sheep and then I died. And then like all the stuff.
It's survival's next level. It's next level.
And I'm just like, you know what? I couldn't do that because they're like, all right, I got to go in and I've got like 15 minutes of game time before it gets dark. And I got to put a hut and a torch together. And then I got to kill this thing and I got to do that thing to get these basic things. And I'm like, no, you press E and then you get what you want.
You press E and then you get what you want. So that's awesome.
I'm just like, you know what? I just can't.
My favorite so far are the people that get stuck in a hole in Genesis and don't figure out that they can fly for a while. But I did see a guy yesterday and I didn't want to laugh at this, but he wandered onto his neighbor's property and went AFK. So the neighbor saw this player standing on his property and built a box around him and just left him there.
He can't do anything about it.
3 days. He hadn't told anybody. I'm like, first of all,
funny.
I know I was trying so hard not to laugh, but I was like, well, yeah, it's not cool to be. I mean, if I was the neighbor, I eventually would have let him out of the box or at least messaged him and said, hey, I can let you out. But yeah,
I thought that was built a box and a little torch and a little sign.
That's funny, right? Yeah, exactly.
Said,
you can see
you will get out of this box when I see this deposit in this wax.
Yeah. Send me a Metaforce NFT, rare or better, and we'll talk. Yeah.
Yes. Ordinarily griefing is very bad. However,
Nifty Nerd is not wrong. Your first house should be a hole in the ground. That's how houses work. Minecraft. Yeah.
That's the thing for real.
Yeah. Can I tell you what I'm grateful for?
Yes, please.
Wax.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching Wax Holding change people's lives around me that I really care about in a way that is really profound and unexpected. For me, I know Corey expected it, but I did not. So I'm grateful for Wax as a leverage and opportunity tool. So yeah,
just take a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, but take a little bit of your Wax, go put it in a stable coin or Bitcoin, or actually a little bit of both.
Right.
Well, you could do that. You could do that on in Alcor now. They've got Wax USDT.
Yeah, the market's not super liquid though.
It's not super deep. It's not super deep. You can do thousands, but you can do like $10-20 at a time probably.
What is USDT?
It's Tether, so it's matched to the dollar.
Oh,
yeah. So basically, the portal that they have, their Ethereum portal for Wax-E and Wax-P and whatever, they're eventually going to allow a bunch of different Ethereum tokens to go back and forth and be wrapped on Wax. So the first one they started with was Tether. And so you can bring Tether from Ethereum over into Wax and then get, Wax wrapped.
Oh,
Tether.
okay.
And
this
then
is a part of this is all stuff that I'm having to learn now that I never expected to.
And then people can put it on the market on Alcor, but the market's not very liquid. So anybody that does have Tether on Ethereum, for the sake of everyone, just bring a crap ton of that over to Wax and put a whole bunch of liquidity in that market, and we'll say thank you.
Yeah, this is the thing. That Wax DeFi position that I've put up, I'm never selling it. It's a money printing machine. I'm never selling that. It's crazy pants.
The the Ether,
just the Wax DeFi, right straight from the Wax Cloud wallet. You can put in equal amounts burned Wax to Wax-E and Ethereum goes in the Uniswap pool for that, but 2% of every transaction that goes on the Wax blockchain, or on Atomic anyway, it's not necessarily true everywhere else, but definitely on Atomic, goes into that pool. 1% of it gets burned, so half of it gets burned, and 1% gets distributed to all the people that are in the pool. So I'm making a small percentage of every single NFT sale that goes on in the entire Wax blockchain, basically.
Yeah, I got to do that. I halted everything on Ethereum with the gas prices going like bonkers.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like it costs about, and this, you probably don't want to do less than like $1,000 aside, right? So $1,000 worth of Ethereum, $1,000 worth of Wax, because it's going to cost about $80 to $120 to get that position in place just in gas fees, and then just leave it. Just leave it for 6 months, leave it for a year. I actually took it out after a couple 3 weeks to analyze it, and then immediately 5 times the size of that position. But
you can get Wax-E. You're actually better off getting Wax-E off the market, right?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the arbitrage on it. I've just gone through the thing.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
I know that was Anders' thing, that he was like, Wax-E is like it somewhere between a 20 and 30% discount.
Damn.
I kind of figured that mostly that's based on the gas costs to do all that.
That's
but
possible.
Like if you did 10 grand,
but you have to pay gas to claim it anyway, right? So like it doesn't matter. Like that, like to turn Wax into Wax-E and then claim that Wax-E, there's an Ethereum gas cost for that. So like and maybe it's different doing the swap. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. I've been turning stuff into Trillium and then sending it over to Pancake, and then playing. And there's a lot
about that. It's really fun. Trillium is in Blockfolio now too. Hey, you know what'd be really cool if you could? Nope.
Giving away some state secrets, Corey?
Almost. That was fucking close.
Violating your NDA right here on live.
Yeah, I mean, like I know
that look.
I know. Yeah, it's just like, just infer with that silence what you will.
Yeah.
There's a reason I'm smiling a lot today. It's because I don't get NDA level information, but I get a feel for where Corey's head is at on things, and like today is feeling like a good day, feeling like good things are good things are brewing. So
yes, yeah.
I am comfortable saying that. Like I said, my friend, my roommate, Laugh Track, and I, for 2 years now, we struggled with I lost my wallet keys. I have to open another damn kind of wallet. Learning just the basics of how to navigate all this and understanding whether it was going to do us any good. And we've gone from talking about making a few pennies here and there to Donna can get some dental surgery done that she needs, and like making real meaningful changes in the way we're living our lives because of all this. So I'm just so excited about where we are today. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I know because I've been in long enough that there is going to be an ebb and flow. There's going to be an upside and a downside, and like Corey said, you just have to prepare for that. And it's not FUD to say that. Like,
No,
go
market cycles are a thing.
Yeah, zoom out and look at the market from a multi-year perspective, and you'll see it goes up, it goes down, right? So don't be surprised when it goes down, and then when it goes down, leverage your position there. That's an opportunity to load up some, and
that's when and this is what happened to me last time, right? So like I made a decent amount on paper last time and watched it all kind of dwindle away because I just let it sit and didn't go into tether, which is what I should have done, right? At the peak, and really, like, I told everyone to start selling at 15,000 last time, and of course it went to 20,000, right? So that's that range when things get really, really, really bananas in Bitcoin is when you start kind of adding to. That's what I'm going to start leveraging to my sort of tether stores or whatever. But the smartest thing that I did, frankly, was that whole time I kept in the space. I kept working, right?
Yes.
And like interned, worked for free for a bunch of projects. And that's how I got in, doing interviews in the space. That's how I met all the people that turned into what could end up possibly in the uplift. That's how I got to, meet you and Metaforce and like it meant we were there right at the right time. And I think, again, people starting right now, it's still really good. Like, I think we have the rest of the year as a bull market minimum, right? And again, could be tomorrow. We don't know, right? But that's
I feel good for a number somewhere between 80 and 100. I think that's my gut feeling. I think
for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin, I think
I was before. That's so adorable.
It's
gonna be way higher than that.
Well, I don't know. I don't
that's
know.
As if, think about this. So that's it topped out last time at 20,000, right? So and where it had the previous high was 1,100. So what you're saying is 5 times above the last previous high of 20,000, right? So 1,100 to what is it, like 6,000? So you're saying you would have sold in the previous cycle at 6,000 or 7,000?
No.
It went to 20.
The cycles diminish. If you look at it,
they do, but not that much. Like it's usually in order of magnitude, right? Like, and we might see a logarithmic crunch a little bit, but that logarithmic crunch means that it's not going to go to 600,000 or 700,000. It's only going to go to 250 or 300.
Yeah, I think that's the next cycle. I feel
maybe
like this cycle is good for somewhere in the 80s at the end of this year, maybe 100. Unless there is a ton of FOMO, but from a pure TA standpoint and adjusting based on that stuff.
For the record, for anyone listening, your theory is very good. I don't think you're right, but it's like like it's sound from like if this was TA and Forex, I would agree.
Yeah,
but it's not. If you want to bet a piece of land in London, then
no, I don't.
Oh,
you don't?
No, I don't do betting on crypto because
because it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, just
anyway.
the fact that you're in it, you're already betting, right?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But the thing is, and this is the other thing I tell people, it's not like it's going to hit this number and now I sell my entire position.
Oh yeah.
You trickle some stuff out, and I think around, when you're getting up around 80, it's not going to be a bad place to put some in a stable coin or whatever, because even if it goes beyond 80, you're going to get back under 80 at some point.
That's actually that's true. The only problem is that if you've picked the high and that's for sure the high, then if you try and get back in, you're going to get wrecked. Right? Because that happened to a lot of people in the last cycle. It hit 20, goes back down to 17. Everyone thinks, no, total paradigm shift. It's going to go to 1 million right now. Right? All those people got wrecked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to wait. Like once it reverses, you got to wait like a year before you start going back in.
A year and a half is my next target because I went in too soon last time.
I really like.
But
I really
this is
like
all so far above my head that I'm just like, wow.
It's not Mr. Commodities.
It kind of is.
I
don't know.
So
I think I'm gonna buy steel.
I really like Ben Cohen. on YouTube. Ben Cohen has it's into the cryptoverse or something like that.
Okay.
And he's like a pure mathematician, like pocket protector, like the whole thing. And he comes at it from a completely non-emotional standpoint. And he's just like, these numbers indicate this, these numbers indicate this. And I watched him for a while, and he would say, okay, in about 3 weeks, this will happen. In about 6 weeks, this will happen, blah, 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 blah. And then you go back and watch his stuff, and then you check the market, and you're like, this dude has a crystal ball. I don't get it.
No, I think and this is the thing about technical analysis. I think Nifty Nerd said technical analysis is the Florida man of finance. I love that phrase. It's not true. Yeah, we're both in Florida, by the way, Greg and I.
Yeah.
Which is why we know that's funny, even if it's not true. And so the interesting thing about technical analysis is that, there are some fundamental reasons why the price dynamics, as you watch the charts, why they make sense. But a huge part of why they make sense is so many people who do technical analysis think they make sense, which is really fun.
100%. Yes,
oh yeah.
100%.
And I love that. That's great. Fine, right?
TA only works because the people that think TA works trade on the fact that they think TA works.
Yeah.
So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you just...
We have some interesting neighbors.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's Polish Dog.
Speaking of Florida, man.
Oh, that's Polish Dog? Oh,
yeah, gyrating hips. Yeah.
I talked about that.
Me and him are talking about all kinds of plans. I've got 100 that I'm negotiating on, and I'm so close to getting it locked up. I just gotta, I don't know. Me and this guy got to get on the same page. And
what are you talking about? 100 by 100 plot?
Yeah.
On Monday
in Leftville. No, because Greg, I've got this whole.
You want to stay in Genesis? I got
connecting all three of these and whatever. So Chiin Kaah is going to be a whole nother thing.
Do you know what I did last night?
I know you want to talk about that, but
we should have.
Yeah, I sent MBlue a screenshot of a particular corner of rail in Chiin Kaah that happens to be right in front of the Haitian Roots school.
Oh, nice.
To tell him he should bid on it, and I'm thinking about sending it to several other whales and saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So get them in a bidding war for the Haitian Roots access point.
I love it. I love it a lot.
You should really own this, MBlue.
Yeah, I mean,
you should really own this.
You kind of should own that, right?
You should really own this, Blue Wizard. Because that's what happened the last time.
Right? Do you know anything about this Wiz token thing? I saw some thought about it. I don't know anything about it.
Anything that's happened in the last three and a half weeks, I don't know anything about it.
That's totally fair.
That's
totally
I've
fair.
got no clue. But I've seen a couple, I've seen tweets about it, and that's about where my understanding on it ends. I just know that it is a thing and people have been tweeting. So
yeah, I don't know anything about it. I mean, all the more power to you. Freaking want to jump on the meme coin bandwagon, get after it.
Yeah. Look at this. You guys have done a lot since I've been over there.
Oh yeah, it's
wow.
They're awesome.
Also, Corey's texture pack is just it makes everything look like what's the game I'm thinking of?
Borderlands.
It really does.
I'm here for it.
That's nifty.
What's that?
That's just a village. Oh, you mean over there?
Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anders has a couple, I think 3 rail plots right next to each other there. I'm talking to him about maybe getting a path through to connect up.
Yeah, somebody copied them. Kaboom cards. All right, cool. I like it.
That's funny.
Yeah, they got a nice setup in there, a fountain.
Right?
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah,
that's great. And it's an intersection. I mean, well done.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who Jen's interviewing today on her awesome show?
I don't.
MBlue.
Really? That's good.
At a couple hours from now.
Corey, I have, if you go east on the other east, that's south.
East?
Yeah.
This is east, I think.
Right. Just a couple plots down.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's only 3. Is that it?
I don't know. It's
No,
up.
go back one. Go back one. That one.
The sea lantern one.
Yeah.
I
You're welcome.
mean, I love you, buddy. I mean, I like that. I like that a lot.
I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't have time. I'm not sure what to do with this plot. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put a shitload of sea lanterns on and then tell Corey to go look at it. And that'll be it.
I thought about taking one of Corey's and just because I have op commands, just set sea lantern minus air and make an entire rail section out of sea lanterns. Nothing but sea lanterns.
It's just completely pwn it. Hey, do you mind if I throw a little gratitude monument up here?
That's for you, Rick Courier.
What's that? No. I think I just got tweeted at by the Blue Wizard. So.
Oh, hey.
All right. I mean, hey.
Oh, no. He wasn't talking. So now this is a thing that's all confusing to me. Now, like, people just tag Metaforce Comics in like everything.
Yeah.
So now so much stuff just like shows up and is just a bunch of, I don't know, stuff. My stuff goes crazy. So it's a new world for me because like I had a Twitter and I had a handful of things, and now I things just, my phone's constantly beeping and making noises and doing all kinds of things at me.
Welcome to the torrent, my friend.
Yeah, and the amount of people that just have been DMing me out of the blue, like even right like 45 minutes before the sale, people were DMing me and had like some little nitpicky thing they wanted me to solve for them. And I'm like, hey, can I get back to you? And they're like, no, do it now, right now. Now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
I can't.
I get way less of that than Corey does, and I get a fair bit of that. Even
yeah. To anyone who has DM'd me in the last 5 days, I am now starting to get to the point where I'm going to book time to try to respond to everybody all at once.
DMs.
Yeah,
and also good luck. Like that.
Yeah, so,
it's just the way it is.
So, Rick Courier, this is my roommate. Thank you to the people who keep sending me cool looking NFTs.
So what the fuck is that?
So by extension, that's you because you've been sending them to me and I've been sending them right on to Donna. So yes.
What is this?
Oh, it's I can't remember what it's called. It's a thing. It's something to do with the.
You know what it's gonna be? We're gonna create a mod pack and that's what Upliftium is gonna be. Hold on, I have to record this. I like it.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I had a friend, 2 friends. So what was it that just came out? Flag in Our Planet?
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Flag came out. 9-point-something million ether.
To make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I had 2
Corey's
friends.
checking his scorecard. He's like, yeah, I can do that.
2 friends.
Well, I could do it a few times, but I'm not going to because that's too expensive.
2 friends made it and got mythics.
No. How much is that? That's got to be like $100,000.
It's like 119,000 per hour or something.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, dude, I've been building my collection and going nuts and spending all kinds of stuff on this for months.
Yeah.
I'm not there. You got 1 card. I was like,
that's the luck. That's the luck factor, man. Like
yeah.
People will do. And I, as someone who has done this myself, people will burn a ton of a token. Take notes for what I'm about to say. They will burn a ton of a token on the chance to get something really, really insane. And by the way, this is really cool. Meek Stark Tower. That's fantastic. Especially if they know that they're going to get some drip that's basically going to get them back to where they were. And for the commons, it's like 330 days or whatever. It's a year basically, right? Reverse engineered. And yeah, like it works. That randomization function is something that we pay attention to a lot because people really like it. Like I like it. That's how I know it's going to work, right? Anytime we're having a planning meeting, I'm like, oh, dude, I can't wait for that. Like that's how they know. Oh, the degenerate loves it, so that's going to work.
That's quite a little corner you guys got going on there. I haven't been there in a while. And look at it.
It's getting busy.
Look at all the rail stuff going on around you. That's what we were hoping would happen.
Yeah.
And it's still super early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine what this is like with 10, 20,000 players walking around checking everything out.
Well, so Polish Dog
every
has
day.
been working on coordinating a bunch of stuff, and we're trying to tie the goal, the big idea here, right, is to take CryptoMonkeys and Metaforce and Left and get them all connected somehow. But because they're on the diagonal, you've got to get
the corners,
rail owners on board, and you've got to get around like some of these big plots. People are like, I've got my plan, I got the plot, leave me alone, which is fair. It's their land. But finding a path is
I gotta see if you ever, and this is gonna be the thing too. You're gonna be able to click on, let's call it this quarter within 90 days, and that may be a little aggressive too. So don't at me if I'm wrong. But because of the way we're doing the chicken kaah auctions, which will be a map, right? You'll be able to click on the map and it'll take you right to the asset page for the NFT, which works. We tested it. Like that's functioning now, which is like really cool. The next step, of course, is we can have a map of a world. And then we can map and change the color of and make clickable, all the land pieces that you own, right? And so you'll have like a snapshot view of the things that you own, but then you'll be able to click on, okay, who owns this one? Right on the 2D map, right? On the simple one. It'll give you, okay, like, Corey owns this one. So then you can like, message me, like, hey, shithead, like, we put a tunnel underneath this thing. And of course I'll be like, yeah. Right. Anyway, so we got so many plans with the 2D map.
Yeah.
That it's
the hardest part. The hardest part about the market now is like, on Atomic or wherever, they all look the same, and then you don't know what size it is, you don't know where it is, and then so you're clicking through metadata for everything, and it's a little challenging.
It's tough for sure, and so we're definitely sensitive to that. And spending just a ridiculous amount of dev time on that. Yeah. Actually, I kind of want to show this off right now.
It's just us. It's just you and me, buddy.
Right. It's just like
it's just friends here. Just a few friends.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
We'll just crack a beer and talk.
I kind of want to crack a beer, actually. That's a whole thing. That's a whole other thing. All right, well, fuck it. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, I've definitely been on stream and been like, I'm having a beer.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's water. Sometimes I've got some iced tea now, but I've definitely streamed with a beer.
It's Friday. I mean, come on now. We're doing a clubhouse, by the way, at 8, and I'm going to be having more than a beer. Just want to throw that out there. That's going to be
stupid clubhouse.
Right?
Sorry,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. The proletariat frowns on your clubhouse shenanigans.
The proletariat. How much do you have in wax again? Settle down.
Not enough for that.
I guess soon. Soon. So hey, this is a test. Oh, it's like, look at this little map down there. Well, it's like hanging out on this little map down the bottom corner there. And so these colors mean something.
Yeah.
The auctions are all going to start on the 10th. And the ones that are orange are all rail. And they're going to
that is some interesting rail layout you got going on there.
Yep. The rail is going to end 24 hours later. Right? So those auctions are only going to last for 24 hours. And so that's in here. These purple ones are all land and rail in blocks. Those are going to end 48 hours after it starts. And the blue rail, which is all the rail around the outer edge, is all going to end 72 hours after. So this is day one. Everything starts at the same time. If you want to bid on the stuff on the outside, go to town, whatever, right? This ends after 24 hours. These end after 2 days, 48 hours. And these end after 72 hours. Now, you can go down here. You're like, oh, I want to get this one. Boom.
Wow.
Right?
That's impressive shit right there. I haven't even seen this. I'm the mayor of Chicken Kaah.
I know.
Yeah, this is like kind of the
I hear Donna in the other room go, wow.
It's the future. So this is the thing, right? Like, oh, you own this little piece and you need this one. Cool. Oh, let's go over there. Oh, that's cool. And then you can just do a little auction.
So the thing that really needs to get figured out is some way to negotiate, like either in-game messaging or.
Well, Atomic Hub has all that, right? Like you can make an offer.
You can make an offer with a memo, but that a lot of times that little thing just gets ignored. Like people have offers in for weeks or months and not even realize.
Yeah, that's true. So you want like an internal message function that would show up in our back office. Do you want that?
Oh, either that or what I do, which is like a whole big manual process, but you can 100% steal this, right?
Go on.
Is I've had people have problems, like they sent an NFT somewhere or something. And so I make a little memo of an NFT, put a little message on it, and then I send it to that wallet.
What about, because we're looking at Upliftium syncs, right? What if it costs you 10 Upliftium to send a message in our system?
Well, yeah, anything,
and of
because
course it just
there's
burns
going to be some collection costs, there's going to be some RAM costs, and there's going to be some costs. But if you could go in there in the map or in whatever, and you say, I want to send a message to this owner, there'd be some little messaging fee, and then that would.
I don't want to send it as necessarily. Yeah, I don't think we need to do it as an NFT. That's the thing. Like because this is just like, we know everybody in here is going to be in game, right? Now, I guess like, down the road, if there was like a low open rate or whatever, let's keep talking about that. I'm not 100% convinced, but I definitely like the idea that that landowners should have the ability to communicate seamlessly as frictionlessly as possible. I totally agree with. So yeah, to go over what cruise control was talking about, and again, we started about this before, but and I think Greg just threw that in the comments there. They're all gonna start at the same time. The ones that are orange in the middle here are going to end after 24 hours, after 1 day. The ones that are purple are going to end after 2 days, so 48 hours. And the ones on the outside are going to end after 3 days or 72 hours. And the main reason we're doing that is this.
Because we want Greg to have a nervous breakdown.
Yes, that's why. I wanted Greg to feel stress, and this will accomplish that. No. Like we knew we wanted to run for 3 days, but we wanted to stagger them because we're expecting some pretty pitched battles in here, right? As far as auctions are concerned. And if you lose an auction, we want you to be able to go, okay, well, I didn't make it there. I got all my wax out of the contract where I had it, locked up for this auction that I lost. Damn it. Now you can go in and you can pick in these things, or you can even just go all the way out to the side if you still want to, try and grab land. And I'll tell you this right now. I started thinking about this today. Here is my strategy, period. I'm going to be trying to get a piece in here. And in fact, like I'd love to get, like, this is Greg's house. This is my buddy. If I could get that, I'd be really happy. Somebody's going to murder me for that. Like that, I'm going to lose that auction for sure. No. Anyway, so that's, I do want to try and grab something, close inside, because I think they're going to be extremely valuable.
This is a really good preview for people to strategize from, just what you're doing now.
Yeah. Well, and now, yeah, I think so too.
That vertical stripe above the transport hub, that's also for sale. It just isn't orange for some reason, right?
Yeah, no, it is supposed to be for sale. That's entirely true.
Interesting.
I don't know what's going on there. I'll find
out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is the test one too, so it's not even the full.
And to let people know, we tried very hard not to lock up things that were going to be desirable, except right around the transport hub. We locked up the 8 rail plots around it, because if we have a problem later or we need to expand something or change something, we kind of need an eminent domain, and we know we'll give up those plots for others if we have to. And we just wanted to make sure that we had control of that. Here's the thing. You guys were the OG of the OGs. Without you guys, the uplift wouldn't happen. And Chiin kaah is our expression of that. And I'm completely and totally all for it. You guys got it because you're fucking rad. Like, that's why. If we want to talk about other reasons, fine. Yeah, Donna, that's what I was just mentioning. She's saying, I see the rail next to Haitian Roots is already sold out. No, it's just not marked correctly, I think, on the...
Yeah, no, this is the test. So don't take any of this as gospel, because none of it is. So this stuff right here. See this right here? This is like, we've got video of this up here. And this is like, it's so tiny too. And it's like, this is like one of my favorite parts of the entire uplift. From the marina out to all these stores or whatever. This is like what, 5 or 6 rail plots long, give or take, right? So here's what I'm doing. I'm coming out here and I'm buying rail in a row. Like, right? Everyone's going to want to do that. Like, if you're seriously considering wanting to build anything like that at all, get rail in a row. Do it. It's gonna be really, really good. And I think too, like all the people that own these lands too, I was thinking like, oh, how are people gonna get out there if I grab these ones? But I know who owns this. I could talk to them. We could build a cool railway together.
Well, and they've also built the She rail system that goes north-south across their land. They're not going to keep you from riding their private rail.
No, they want you on their land.
Like a turnpike,
Yeah, 100%.
So 100%. They're going to absolutely want you to go ride their rail for sure.
So yeah, this I'm excited, man. And anybody who hasn't seen it, I tweeted out, go to @CoreyCottrell on Twitter. I tweeted out a bunch of shots from the uplift, a bunch of shots from Chiin kaah. I'm gonna have more videos coming out over the next little while. Greg and I actually did an awesome video. It's on the Uplifters channel. A couple videos back from here where we went and did like a tour of a lot of the builds. What you guys have done with this place is fucking bananas.
And really then good. Marty Bullshipples came in and
where I'm not talking about that anymore because they're like, oh, we want to stop people from going in there. I'm like, cool.
Well, who said that?
The whole everybody. I'll tell you about it later. It's access denied now, and it's proof that we can do that. By the way, we can.
Nice. Okay.
It will be a setting in the future under land management. The basis is you're not letting anyone in if you want to like build
this
something.
This whole thing reminds me, like when I look at what's happening around when you were talking about Rick Courier about trying to build like to connect things together and buy parcels to make a long unified strip, right? That's what happened to Disneyland. When Walt built Disneyland, they thought they were going to be able to buy up everything around it really cheap over time and build whatever they wanted around Disneyland in California. But that's not what happened. A lot of other people bought small chunks of property around it. When they built Disney World in Florida, they secretly bought 27,000 acres, a half acre, an acre, 3 acre parcels. They went around through secret agents. They literally had real estate agents that weren't connected to Disney anyway, secretly running around the woods of Florida, offering farmers literal suitcases full of cash for their land. So by the time they pulled the trigger and announced Disney World, they already owned the entire chunk that they were going to put it on. So even to this day, they still have, a ton of free land to develop and half of it under conservation forever. But it kind of reminds me of the same thing. That's what you're struggling with now is the secret's out about your plots of Genesis that everybody wants to. Yeah.
went nuts, especially around crypto monkeys and around there.
Yep.
And like, I reach out to people and I'm like, hey, let's do something here. And they're like, you think I'm doing up Metaphors land? Are you crazy? I'm like, but it wouldn't. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your land.
Okay, Howard Johnson's, if you don't want to resort on our property. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what happened too, is they made deals with certain hotel groups to be allowed on Disney World. And there are now only 3 private hotels anywhere within 10 miles of Disney World. All the rest of it is on the property.
Yeah.
So
and I'll tell you, like the brands are going to show up eventually. I don't know if it's going to be 2 years
Florida
from now
Man
or
is
5
not
years
a data
from now.
analyst. Florida Man is actually a land speculator.
Well, that's probably true. And he likes oranges and wrestling gators in his underwear.
Yes.
Also Bud Light, apparently.
And he would never live where Corey lives because he knows that's all going to fall into the ocean one day.
Yeah. Well, I'm cool with it. It's worth it. Anyway, guys, we actually have a tokenomics chat. I don't know if you guys heard, we're doing this little Upliftium thing. It's kind of a big deal. Anyway, these chats are actually where I explain it to the CFO of Legend over and over and over again, which is a really fun conversation because it's old world economics. Trying to explain how Upliftium is going to work to a guy who ran $1 billion hedge fund is a lot more challenging than it sounds.
Yeah.
No, I can imagine that would be a challenge.
It's weird. But it's a great gauntlet to have to kind of run through, right? To think all the possible things through from that perspective has been really, really good mapping that stuff out. So it's good.
Nifty Nerd. This guy, who is Nifty Nerd? He's funny. Secret real estate agents running around the swamps offering farmers briefcases of money for their farms has no basis for a system of government. Wait for the Monty Python reference. Well, if Florida's any indicator, you're wrong because look how great we're doing now.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, I definitely I want to talk token at some point. I'm having all my backroom token discussions and everything, and I've got ideas, but all the legal stuff is
call me.
That's interesting because 90 days ago when Corey and I were having quiet conversations about this, that was why he wasn't too excited about the idea, was because of that. But it appears that something has changed in Corey world since then.
Well, and
some legal support.
We talked to some people in the space whose job it is to run fully regulated international token drops, and they told us how to do it.
Yeah, I want to know, and I want to know. Yeah, I want to talk because I don't want to do. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, you just do this kind of sneaky thing, and then you go do this thing over here, and then
you can't do that. We got all those offers as well. We're like, no.
Yeah, and then they're like,
and here's the thing.
And then you just pretend that you're not involved with it. And
yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
dog shit. It's like, that's fucking ridiculous. Or you know what was legal? World of Warcraft Gold. You know what you could do with World of Warcraft Gold? You could put it on eBay. Right? Now, World of Warcraft Gold on eBay has absolutely no function whatsoever in the game at all. And now you know everything you need to know.
Interesting. Yeah.
And there's going to be a difference between Upliftium in the game, which will not be on chain, and Wupliftium, which is never not going to be funny.
What?
That will. Yeah. wrapped Upliftium. Right? Like all the stuff that's going on in game is in game. It's not going to be on chain. It's just going to be entirely proprietary, right? And of course, we'll have rewards for people who want rewards in Wax or whatever else we're doing. You know, you're going to have the slider where you're actually going to be able to pick all well, I'm not going to get into the whole stuff. There will be stuff that only goes out in Upliftium. People are probably going to want it. But when you go to withdraw it, you withdraw it on chain as a wrapped token, and that wrapped token will have no function in the game at all, and that means it's basically just World of Warcraft Gold on the internet.
It's like Dogecoin for Minecraft weirdos,
but in reverse.
In reverse, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and like people that are super legal ballers told us that.
Nice.
So if you have a game and can do the kinds of things you want to do in a proprietary way on your server, and then just have people wrap it and take it out in the chain, do it.
So there could be a token for some IP, and that token just exists in Uplift, right?
Yep.
And then people could take it out, and it would be a wrapped version of that token on Wax or BSC or both,
or Ethereum,
and then people could do things with that as long as the initial token issuance just happens within the game, and
it's literally V-Bucks until you withdraw.
Nice. All right, guys, I got to dip out. I have to make a trip to Tampa. So,
all right, hey, fun.
Yeah.
So, and feel free to DM me any questions you have or any thoughts about that. Because, a week ago, I said we're going to launch a token in 2 weeks. Can we do that? And everyone was like, no. And so when we went and talked to everybody about it and described, okay, it's all going to be stuff we're doing in the game, and we want to stick to this, and we want it to have all these different powers or whatever. And this is like the regulation is probably thin enough where you could get away with that. But if you're just doing that in the game, it doesn't matter, right? And the second it gets on chain, as long as it doesn't have any of these powers on chain and people can just move it around, it might as well be World of Warcraft Gold. And so we're just going to do that. We literally get to do everything we wanted to do. We get to do it literally 2 weeks to the day after I said that ridiculous thing about launching a token in 2 weeks. And it's just going to work. And we get to call the wrapped Upliftium Wupliftium because that's fucking funny.
And then once it becomes wrapped, can it come back in?
Yep.
So I could have it wrapped on Wax, bring it in, then take it back out
to Binance.
Yeah, we got to talk.
Yeah.
This
now, there is going to be a transaction fee for wrapping and unwrapping, but I'll tell you guys all right now, half of it is going to be burned, half of it is going to go to Uplift Donate. Which of course will be whatever sort of charitable thing we're doing at the time. And I was thinking about maybe doing it thirds, where it's like third is going to go to like a build or some kind of community competition every week. That's what we're going to do actually. So a third will go to some like community building or some challenge or some cool ass shit that we're doing as a community. A third's going to get burned, and a third's going to go to Uplift Donate, so that we can just have that functionality being part of the good that we're doing in the world. So.
But then each project token could have its own metrics for how that works, right?
So if you had a token, we have not at all considered having other people have tokens in the Uplift until this millisecond.
Right.
So I would have to discuss that with other people.
Okay.
But, I mean, Yoshi Drops is planning on having a token, right? And they want to do, like, Yoshi Drops is going to have Yoshi Bucks, and then Yoshi Bucks is going to be Woshi Bucks, which also very funny. That's fascinating. That's fascinating
because I saw the Yoshi thing and I was like, what's going on with this? But I had to figure that out. But I'm certainly intrigued about this thing that you're saying and how
anybody's gonna be able to do it, right? Like whether it's on our server or whatever, right? And the wrapping and unwrapping part of it maybe what we could do, because we're doing this for Yoshi Bucks anyway. Like my devs are fixing this up for Emblue and Yoshi and I for Yoshi drops, which is fun. So there would be nothing stopping us from doing, showing people how to do that token model on their own game or whatever, right? It's just run on their own stuff.
And then
anyway, let's talk about that. It's interesting.
From a project building up some Upliftium in the game, and then
right. Well, and I think like we were not planning at all to have Yoshi drops be active as Yoshi in our system. It would be as Woshi Bucks, right? So we would put that into our rewards pool the same way we do Wax or anything else, right? And so the system, the server that would be running, like the database essentially that would be running Yoshi Bucks would not be our problem or function, right? Because that's kind of something that we don't want to manage that because like there's enough dynamics and need for security and different things like that on our own thing that we definitely want to keep that that's going to have to be other people's responsibility, I think, right? Unless we get like super good at it, who knows what that looks like in a year. Things are crazy. But then like having whatever you call your token, what are you going to call your token?
I don't know.
Just do it.
What?
Well, if
I don't
you were
know
going to
exactly.
name it right now, what would it be?
If I were going to name it right now, someone would go launch a smart contract with that name.
Oh, that's a good point. Damn it. Whatever.
Though, if we're not live, we can talk about it.
Okay, cool. No, that makes sense. You're smarter than I am.
Yeah. Well, no,
all right.
but
well, in this particular instance, yes. All right, I got to run. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon.
All right. Cool.
Ciao.